Hello, I'm Melanie Phillips, and this is a note from the resistance. Last night in London, 3 Jewish boys were attacked at Hampstead Tube Station by a group of men with a knife in what the police said was a racially motivated attack. Last week, 2 young Israel Embassy staffers were gunned down and murdered outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. I think there's something really important that needs to be understood about this tsunami of Jew hatred that we've been living through ever since the atrocities of October 7, 2023. Something that became all too clear in that Jewish museum attack in Washington, D.C. Because when Elias Rodriguez murdered those 2 Israel Embassy staffers, he shouted, "Free, free Palestine," and "I did this for Gaza." Well, that's precisely what's been screamed on all these hate marches that have been going on against Israel. So these murders tell us what those demonstrations are actually all about. Clearly, free, free Palestine doesn't mean supporting the oppressed of Gaza. It doesn't even mean just hating Israel. It means let's set out to murder Jews. But the implications of that attack, I think, are worse even than that. Here's the thing. The people who hate Israel do so because they think that Israel is illegal, colonialist, an oppressor, a callous warmonger. Well, every word of that is an outright lie. But if you actually really do think that the Jews of Israel have not only stolen another people's land, that they are not only oppressing its rightful inhabitants, but they're now wantonly killing Arab babies in Gaza, which is what people in the West are being told day in, day out, well then, you must think that the Israelis are really evil people. And you must also think, therefore, that the Jews who support Israel and support Zionism are also evil. And that's most Jews. Well, if something or someone is evil, it follows that it's not only permissible to detest them and to want to remove them from the world, it's a moral obligation to do so. If Israel, Zionism, and the Jews are evil, as so many clearly think they are, then it's a moral obligation to detest Israel, Zionism, and the Jews and try to remove them from the world. So the really horrifying situation is this. To the Western liberal, for whom Zionism is racism and Israel starves babies to death, anti-Semitism is therefore not just the shield behind which the Jews are said to sanitize the crimes of Israel. It's not any longer a uniquely murderous and deranged creed that all people of conscience must oppose. Unbelievably, for the Western liberal, anti-Semitism has become a moral obligation. The destruction of the Jewish homeland and the abuse of Jews becomes an expression of liberal conscience. That's why the entire humanitarian establishment, the United Nations, the International Criminal Court, the International Court of Justice, the whole apparatus of human rights law, and the NGOs like Amnesty and Human Rights Watch, all of this is focused upon singling out Israel and the Jews to be demonized and dehumanized. Rank, murderous, racist bigotry in the name of conscience and justice. It's as if both Stalinism and Nazism are finally winning against civilization, destroying the Jews through frying the Western brain. That's what we Jews are up against. It's pure evil. And in Israel, we're going to defeat that evil at source. But to all of you out there pushing lies and hijacking language itself to promote another genocide of the Jews in the language of compassion, you are not what you claim to be. You are the very evil that you claim to oppose. You are the problem. We are the solution.